And here we are at the lovely Deer Creek. I don't know if this is coming through or not. But I thought I'd come up here to the highlands up here on Highway 32 up near Chester. I don't think I'm going to get all the way up there. I still need to get my run in. Thought I'd come up here and do my interval run up here in God's beautiful country up here. Again, you can see this beautiful, beautiful country. It's kind of in the middle of the afternoon, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go and take a little bit of a potty break in the tree line, and then I'm going to go for a little bit of a wee interval run. Right. Well, howdy there, pipe pals and gals. Yes, it's old. I mean old. Holy smoking Pipe Padre on the 5th of January, saying Happy New Year to all. And I hope you're having a happy and healthy and prosperous and a joy-filled, peace-filled New Year. Okay, well, I'm standing out here in the, well, it's not quite raining yet. It's been raining on and off all day. I love this weather. And how many times have I said to myself, oh, how I wish I could go out and run in this weather. Well, sports fans, guess what? Old Holy Smoking Pipe Padre did just that again today. First full run of 2018. Now, I have been, as of last Friday, Thursday, started the ketogenic diet, and I am determined to not go into a tailspin. Now, last year at this time, I was depressed and I was eating lots of carbs, and I didn't exercise for like 4 or 5 months. In fact, I actually didn't start exercising until I think July of last year. So only for the last 5 months, 6 months did I pick it up again. So for 2 weeks in December, I did have kind of a, well, I just got off the diet, which is a big mistake. But I'm happy to say I didn't go into a huge tailspin like I do, where I'm trapped in it for months on end, and I don't want to exercise anymore because I'm tired and I'm not feeling good. I decided, you know what? That's nonsense. And today, long day, not feeling all that great. I had a pneumonia shot yesterday, and man, that hurts. It really hurts. So anyway, this year I actually purposely did some resolutions. Last year I didn't. Last year I was so depressed. The year before I did, and I did quite well, except for the last couple weeks in December, and I quit too early, and I started giving myself permission to eat all that junk, and it overwhelmed me. So this year I decided, you know what? That ain't gonna happen this year. No, that is not gonna happen. No, we're not gonna let that happen. So I've been working out, and I've been eating right, and I'm feeling pretty good. I'm just tired, but that's life. That's life here. That's life here in the lowlands. I'd say of Scotland, but actually of Chico. But you see my St. Andrew's flag flying in the breeze back there, and I love it. Okay, so we'll be back with the first installment of HSPP, Holy Smoking Pipe Padre 2018. See you then. There we go. Well, guten Abend, mein Pfeifenfreunds. Alles klar? Sehr gut. Okay, Holy Smoking Pipe Padre here. I mean, I'm burning up everything. Oh, look at the ashes, look at the embers that are burning. Okay, good evening to you. Just going to be sipping on a pipe with some W.O. Larson this evening. It just feels like one of those wintry nights that this would just be absolutely perfectamundo. If you've ever tried it, I just love it. It's a beautiful aromatic. Cavendish even. I mean, it it just has a wonderful, wonderful fragrance. It just, to me, I just love the flavor and I love the aroma. So both in the tin and in the bowl. I don't think, Mrs. Claus or whoever your Mrs. is going to kick you out of the house for smoking this. Well, maybe she would. I don't know. Maybe. So that's between you and her. I don't want to get involved. It's none of my business. Okay, I'm back. So, why am I back? Well, I'm back because I've been gone for a while. Happy New Year! It's the 12th of January. January. And so I have been just really busy with Christmas, and I did take a few days off. And, this video I'm going to talk a little bit about, what am I going to talk about? Well, let's see here. I'm going to talk about New Year's resolutions. That's what I'm going to talk about. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Let's see if we can just take a little walk and talk here. All right. Here we go. First walk and talk video I've done, actually. Well, maybe not actually the first, but one where I'm smoking a pipe. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's go in here. Baby animals. I get these little calendars. And now I have to be honest with you. I have, as of Wednesday, we've been having a major flu epidemic. It seems like here in Chico. Not Wilco, but Chico. And so most of my staff have been sick the last week and a half. They're starting to come back to work, and I'm afraid that maybe that I've gotten some of their germs. Now, I have to be honest, I have been taking them cold showers every single morning since I started. About a month and a half ago. And not only that, I've also been like after I get back from a run or working out, I take another cold shower. Sometimes I've even taken 2. I've even taken 3 on one day. That's why I have double pneumonia right now. No, I'm just kidding. I actually went to the doctor because I was starting to feel some of that respiratory thing. And I said, I don't know if I'm being a big baby, but I would like to maybe have a little bit of precaution. Last month I got a flu shot, and this month I got a pneumonia shot. Got a shingles shot last month as well. So I'm really getting all my vaccinations and all that good stuff, trying to stay relatively healthy. And but Wednesday I started getting this scratchy throat syndrome, which usually is the beginning of, I'm really going to start getting sick. And then I start getting these horrible nasal infections. And last time I got this really bad ear infection from it, and had that linger for like 5-6 weeks, and almost was afraid I was going to losing my hearing in my left ear. I am happy to report that everything is back to normal, and I made a full recovery on that one. But I was a little worried that I was going to lose, or I was going to have a little bit of a diminished hearing in that one ear. So anyway, I last month, after about a 2.5 week splurge, I basically just got back on my ketogenic diet. Just said, you know what? I know better. I shouldn't be doing this stuff. I pay a big price. My urticaria breaks, my face breaks out, my body breaks out. Not as bad as some people, but it's enough to where it's really disconcerting, and it's like, oh man, I got these little wounds all over my torso and my face sometimes, and it's just not a nice thing to have, you know. It's just like, well, you know, if I can avoid this by eating wheat and sugar, even though sometimes I get the hankering for that stuff, you know, fast food hankering and all that, we all do. You know, sometimes I go back to it. Now, last year at this time, I was really struggling. I was on a carb bender that lasted almost 2.5 months. Yeah. And in fact, that's when last year I decided to try to go on a vegan diet, which unfortunately was even more disastrous than, well, I wouldn't say more disastrous than the fast food. I certainly would have gained probably more weight and gotten really sick if I just stayed in the old, you know, fast food and processed food. I mean, you know, it's like I know better. I know better. So anyway, but I tried the vegan diet. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But anyway, so last year, the year before, I did make some resolutions, and I was happy to say, for the most part, I kept most of them. But last year, because I was in this tailspin, this carbohydrate, sugar, fast food, you know, junk food eating, not even exercising, just not taking care of myself, it was like, you know what? I got really depressed, and I just said, I don't care anymore. Nothing works, you know. I was just really feeling sorry for myself. It's just terrible. Well, anyway, so finally, I did stop the fast food and the junk food, but again, I went to this vegan diet, and like I said, I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But anyway, so last year was just a real, and I didn't exercise for like 3 or 4 months. I mean, I think I did. I did some walking. I think I kept the walking up. The only thing I did was just do the walking. That's about it. But I wasn't 100% consistent with that. I was hit and miss with that too. But at least I still did that. That was the one thing that I continued to do was my walking. So anyway, that's it in a nutshell. So this year, and last year I did not make any resolutions at all because I said to myself, why bother? Why bother? It's just the year I started off on the wrong foot, and it really took me until the end of February to start at least trying to get back on track. Well, this year I'm happy to say, actually the last couple of days of December, I saw what was happening. I think I had 1 Mickey D's meal and 2 Jack in the Box meals. I love those. I love hamburgers. I'm a hamburgeraholic, I think. I'm a junk foodaholic. And, you know, I think I had some Taco Bell or Del Taco. I mean, I tried all my favorite ones, you know, maybe once or twice. But that's a lot of food. I mean, over a 2-week period. And I think I might have 1 pizza. Maybe. I can't remember now. Maybe I had 1 pizza. I can't remember. But anyway, here's the thing. Somehow, I don't know what it was, but I just said, okay, last year, by the end of January, I was miserable. I was just demoralized because of my lack of motivation, my lack of discipline. It just was a terrible beginning to last year. So here's what I did. This year I did write down some resolutions, and now we're 2 weeks into the new year, and let's just talk about it. Okay, so we'll talk about weight and glucose readings in just a moment. Where's my glasses? I need my glasses. Okay, so I actually made some resolutions this year. Now, I am relatively confident that I can do all of these pretty much. Now, some of you who know me and have followed my channel for the number of years know that sometimes I do really well and sometimes I don't. Okay, so last year being a year that I didn't do well, I really want to make up for that last year. So, as you all know, not only do I love fast food and junk food and processed food, but I also love Apple products. Let's be honest, I love iMacs, iPhones, iPads. I'm filming this on the iPhone 10. And the new temptation for me is going to be, are you ready for this? Alexa, when does the new iPod HomePod come out?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Okay. Well, that's the other thing too. I feel a little bit like I've been unfaithful to Siri because I've been kind of going behind her back, and I'm now kind of having a relationship with Alexa. Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, what time is it in Edinburgh, Scotland?
The time in Edinburgh is 2:31 a.m. on Saturday.
Yeah, can't call my friend now. It's a little too early in the morning, even for him. Okay, so when the HomePod comes out, I'm going to be tempted to get that. And the new iPad Pro came out last month, but that's 5 big bills. And I just don't really see the need to get that because the new iPro, the Mac Pro, the new 3rd generation Mac Pro is supposed to also be coming out this year as well. Now, it took me 3 years to get the 2nd generation Mac Pro, so it'll probably take me 3 years to get the 3rd generation Mac Pro when it comes out. Okay, I'm going to pay off. I have a little bit of a credit line that, although I keep it going, I just want to just pay it off this year. Just to have it paid off. No big deal, but I just want to have that paid off. Number 3, no fast food. We're going to say goodbye to Mickey D's this year. I actually gave up Mickey D's and fast food for 3 years. I think it was almost 3.5 years. I can't believe that. It didn't seem like 3 years, but I did do it. So I've done it once before. Number 4, probably the most important thing, no sugar. And no wheat. That should be 3 and 4. I mean 4 and 5, but anyway, but no sugar, no wheat. 5, maintain a level of physical fitness, i.e. be able to run 1 mile nonstop twice each week. Be able to do 5 or more chin-ups or pull-ups and 50 press-ups, squats 3 times a week, and walk 30 minutes a day. Also, okay, and then I added on a couple extra ones here. So, as far as the physical fitness goes, I'm happy to report that I have actually, in the last 2 weeks, been able to do that. Now, I did that TSC challenge, as you know, back in August to October, and felt great. But when December came around, I was still doing pretty good, and I've been doing moderate exercise. I have not quit that. So I was still able to run a mile nonstop, and I really feel that being able to do that twice a week is enough to keep my cardiovascular and my respiratory system in pretty good shape. You know, if you can do that without stopping, they say if you can run a mile without stopping, you're doing really good. And at my age, I guess I'm doing pretty good. I still have a little bit of exercise-induced asthma from time to time, depending on how cold it is, and if I don't do a proper, warm-up. I try to wait till the middle of the day on a cold day before I run. But for the most part, I've been doing that last 2 weeks, and I'm really happy to say that I've kept to that. Even when I haven't felt good or, just kind of like, oh man, I don't really want to do this, but I've been doing it, and I'm feeling I'm getting a lot stronger again. Last year, I didn't do hardly any push-ups or pull-ups until I did the TSC challenge in August. So that was a hard lesson to learn. But anyway, again, I think if I can maintain what I have, and I don't have to do too much to do that, but I have to be consistent. I have to be diligent. I have to just do it. But if you do it on an ongoing basis and you're consistent, then it's not that hard. And who knows, maybe I might even be able to build it up to 2 or even 3 miles again. That would be awesome. The other thing is I like to get on these social media platform things, and I like to vent. Well, I wouldn't say vent, but I like to be challenging when people especially in some news articles, and they're saying things that I disagree with on principles. I like to challenge them. And I don't get rude or crude or, I hope you die and crap like that. I try to say, well, personally, I disagree, and here's why. And I'll tell people pretty much what you hear on these videos. And, I'll challenge people to say, hey, you know what? Law is more important than feelings. I'm sorry. When it comes to DACA or it comes to immigration or it comes to smoking doobies, like they're doing, the legal doobie smoking, I guess, or recreational doobie smoking. Deep down inside, we have to have a respect for law. And unfortunately, we're losing that. And I'm afraid that if we lose that, we're going to lose the foundation of our society. I know it's not popular to say that. I know there's a lot of people out there that are either born-again communists or neo-communists or, whatever they are, but they just think that law is funny. They want to. They have this ideology that communism is this wonderful panacea and it's going to be this great evil leveler. Well, in some ways, communism was a great leveler. I mean, it killed 8 million people in some of the purges. So, I guess that's a pretty good way of leveling things out. Kill everybody, okay? So anyway, I have my opinions, as you all know, and some of you still love me despite my opinions. But again, but what I do is sometimes I get into these keyboard wars with people, and hey, I just made I think I just finished that. Awesome. I think I just did that. Yes, I did. All right. Activity rings are all complete today. That's another thing. So after 2 weeks, and this week being a little, actually goes back because I started a couple days, about 3 days before the new year. I always give myself this wonderful gift of waking up sober on New Year's morning. Because as a recovering alkie, there were a couple of mornings, one morning in particular, I shouldn't have woke up. I was, talking about alcohol poisoning, I was really a sick pup. It's a miracle I even lived that night. But God was watching over me. But anyway, so I let that be, make of that what you will. But anyway, so I'm feeling relatively good, even though I'm still feeling like I got a little bit of something going on. I don't know if it's flu. I don't know if it's a respiratory irritation or whatever. I don't really know exactly what it is, but I do know that I don't feel that bad. I got some little something going on there, and maybe I was able to get some Tamiflu, and if I start feeling, they say once you start really feeling super, super, super bad, that's the sign you need to take the Tamiflu. So my doctor gave it to me as a precaution, and I'm grateful for that. Actually, last night I started feeling really just absolutely run down. Just like, I don't know if a Mack truck hit me and I had a lot of body aches. I mean, I had some mild symptoms, but I did feel extremely fatigued. And he said, well, maybe that was the start of it. He goes, I don't know. But anyway, so if I start feeling really, really bad later tonight, I'll start taking the dosage and see if that kicks whatever it is I got going on here. But anyway, so I'm really excited about the new year. I don't know if you're excited about the new year. I hope you are. It is what you make of it, I think, to some extent. We kind of make our own way. We pave our own destinies sometimes. Now some people might say, well, that's not true. I mean, well, I think to some extent we can. Is that following me? Is that following me? Sometimes this will kind of follow if you let it. I guess it's not doing it though. Okay, well, there we go. So anyway, oh, there's my pipe. Forgot my pipe. Those are my resolutions, and I believe that I'm certainly going to make a valiant effort to stay with them. One of the things is that they're realistic for me at this point in life. Now, if I was like, super sick and bedridden, some of those wouldn't be very realistic, would they? But, I'm still functioning and moving, and I'm, relatively feeling pretty good. Been kind of going through the automation here. Let's see if I can do this. Alexa, turn off the living.
Okay.
Alexa, dim dining room 50%.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on living.
Okay.
Alexa, increase dining room 100%.
Okay.
So there we go. I'm kind of Alexified. Now, I know some people are even though it's kind of nice to be able to say let's see. Alexa, add seltzer water to my shopping list.
I've added seltzer water to your shopping list.
Thank you. Add Alexa, add pipe tobacco to my shopping list.
I've added pipe tobacco to your shopping list.
Wow. And Alexa tends to be kind of, sorry, trigger word.
Sorry, I don't know that.
She tends to be kind of a liberal. You know, I'm surprised she didn't come back and say, "Oh, I can't add that to your shopping list because smoking is bad for you." I wouldn't have been surprised if she said that. This guy did this little experiment. I'm going to do this experiment now. Alexa, who founded the Lutheran Church?
The founder of Lutheran Christianity is commonly considered to be Martin Luther.
Alexa, who founded the Methodist Church?
Methodist Church 2's founder is John Wesley.
Alexa, who founded the Mormon Church?
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints founder is Joseph Smith.
Alexa, who founded the Catholic Church?
Catholic Church was founded by Jesus.
That's all I'm going to say. So anyway, it's the weather here has been, we've had a bit of rain. Alexa, what's the temperature? What's the weather like for tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Chico, you'll see intermittent clouds and can expect a high of 63 and a low of 43.
Thank you. So anyway, the weather here the last week or so has been raining off and on. We got quite a bit of rain the last couple of days ago. It was really good. We needed it. I even ran during the rain. I've been looking out the window sometimes, in the last year or two and saying, I need to be out there. I need to be taking charge of the day, and so I feel pretty good about that. So, so there's my, also I've been doing, this has a lot of numbers on it. So basically what I do is I put down the push-ups I do, or press-ups, my pull-ups or chin-ups. But I've also been doing some serious intermittent fasting. And this week, I did, from Sunday to Tuesday morning, I did a 42-hour fast. And then from Tuesday to Thursday, I actually did a 52-hour fast. So I've been trying to do at least 2 36-hour fasts and see if that will start to diminish my adiposity. Goal achieved. Okay. Look at my Apple Watch here. Good. So all my rings are closed. So, hey. So I'm feeling okay. Doing okay. I feel like I'm in a much, much better place the beginning of this year than I was last year. Because last year I was literally in this downward spiral. And it wasn't a nice place to be because I was just feeling, the effects of eating poorly, not exercising, and pretty much backsliding on all the good things that I had accomplished the year before. Kind of crazy, huh? So this year, if I've learned anything, and again, I'm going to talk a little bit about this veganism thing. You know, I'm intrigued by veganism. I'm going to be honest with you, but they say that 84% of people that try a vegan diet go back. They quit after 3 to 6 months. 84%. That's not a very positive statistic. Or only 1 in 4 stay vegan, something like that. I forgot what it was. Anyway, and I think I have to say the reason why is because it's physiology. It always goes back to physiology. You can have wonderful ethical standards about, you know, the treatment of animals. I'm an animal lover. I do love animals. Well done, little turnips and, you know, broccoli and, you know, nice tossed salad on the side. They're delicious that way. People, I'm a member of PETA, people eating tasty animals. Yum. Yep, my favorite vegetable is bacon. Wait a minute, that's not a vegetable. It is to me. Actually, I had here's my salad. I had actually, that wasn't a salad. It was a steamed vegetables. Oh, man. And I really, truly love this. It's almost like it's almost becoming a little bit of an addiction because one is super easy for me to make. And I put one of my other favorite food groups in there, butter, and and a little bit of lemon pepper and a little bit of salt. Not a lot of salt. I mean, actually, salt is really, you need salt in your life. You really do. If you don't have a lot of salt, you can mess up your electrolytes and good stuff like that. Anyway, so but I did find some little bacon bits and I sprinkled them, you know, very, very conservatively. I didn't like dump the whole bag in there and say yum. I just did a few little, just literally a little. That was good. But there maybe was a picture of it. I'll put it up there or something. So anyway, but I really stopped and think about it. And I still, like I said, I'm still intrigued by vegan philosophy. I guess that's what I call it: vegan theology, vegan philosophy, or, you know, whatever. And but it'd be like somebody saying, the air is so polluted, I'm just not going to breathe anymore. And that might be your ethic. That might be something you strongly believe in. Maybe you're thinking that the chemtrails, you know, that crisscross our skies, or, you know, they rain down all these toxic chemicals, and maybe there's some truth to that. I don't know. But you're saying, I'm not going to breathe anymore. I'm just going to stop breathing. Okay, that's your choice. But I think physiology is going to win out in the end, or else you're going to die. And I really believe that whether you like it or not, you believe it or not, the reality is that animals are food. They have been and always will be. Now, that doesn't mean that we go out and torture animals and we make their lives a misery. Now, some people can clearly say, well, the factory farming does a lot of that. The poor animals are, whether you look at stockyards or you look at chicken raising, some of it's pretty deplorable. But at the same time, again, animals are food. And as I believe that they are humanely treated. That doesn't mean they're pampered. Doesn't mean we give them little massages every week and we, feed them caviar and all these wonderful things, and we let them watch TV. I guess maybe they do let them watch TV. I don't know. But the thing is that if they're humanely raised and they're ethically and humanely slaughtered or butchered, okay. But again, to say that I'm not going to eat animals, well, you can say that and maybe you can follow that for 6 months, 6 years. I don't know. But physiology is going to get because in the end, it always comes back to physiology. Human beings need animal protein. Plant protein can suffice you for a while, but I just think that's what people are fighting against. It's just like breathing. It's like a lot of other biological, physiological necessities that we have in life. And the moment you try and alter that, you try and change that, I think you're going to always run into problems. That's all I'm going to say. And so I've been watching a lot of people still watch some of those vegan shows, YouTube channel presenters. And again, some of them are very interesting, entertaining, very informational. Some of them are really bizarre. Some of them are like really out there, crazy, But I think deep down inside, it's just you're fighting against nature. You're trying to be something that you're really not meant to be. You could not be a true vegan in the wild. There's just no way in HE toothpicks that you could do that. Now, if you want to do it and try and do it, again, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that, well, don't be surprised if you find yourself munching on a drumstick sometime, or, taking some, drinking some animal broth or something like that. I mean, it's just, I know that when I don't eat animal protein, I get really run down. I get run down really fast. I can go maybe a week or two, and I'll feel, meh. But eventually, that little protein light starts flashing on and off. And the moment I take a little bit of animal protein, wow, I sure feel a whole lot better. And we are designed, whether you want to believe in a God or not, that's between you and your God, not me. But the thing is that, human beings are designed to eat and process and metabolize meat, animals. Animals are food. Now, so last year when I did the vegan vegan diet, my glucose went up, my weight went up, and my gums started bleeding. Now, the gum bleeding was the last thing that I said, okay, that's it, we're done. When I got back from my dentist that evening, I went out, I think I had a steak and a salad, and I said, that's it, we're done. He said, you've been eating a lot of carbohydrates, I can tell, because you're bleeding excessively. You normally don't do that. You haven't done that in years. And so, unfortunately, and then I went back and my doctor confirmed that, yeah, you just are really highly sensitive to carbohydrates. Sugar is not your friend. It's not my friend. Maybe it's your friend. Oh, hey, don't get me wrong. If you think I'm a big Scrooge or a big, sourpuss, and want to rain on everybody's parade, I mean, of course, cake and ice cream and pies and See's candy. Oh man, I love that stuff. But it sure doesn't love me. No, it doesn't. So anyway, after experimenting for the last 5 years, kind of on again, off again with different diets, the one that works for me is that ketogenic diet. It's not perfect. There's some disciplines that I think you have to employ if you're going to do it. Once you get through the carb flu, when your body kind of begins to, get most of the processed residual carbohydrates out of your body. Now you're always going to have gluconeogenesis going on, so your body actually, I didn't know this, but it does produce its own carbohydrates by breaking down some of the excess proteins and in your body. So okay. But for the most part, they just aren't good for me. And I was just listening to a video tonight, and this guy was kind of, he's a vegan. He's the guy I watch a lot, Don Bauer, and he was talking about, why is it that only, like 84% of the people that try veganism quit, And I started thinking, well, to be honest, I think the answer is quite simple. It's physiology. Our bodies are designed. They desire the natural foods that we were designed to eat, plants and animals. And when you try to cut one of those groups out, or you abuse yourself with processed, manufactured stuff that tastes great, yum, but it is poison nonetheless. So if you do that on a ongoing basis, you're gonna run into a lot of serious health problems later in life. And I'm here to tell you that's happened to me. And I got, God's been so good to me. I've got a lot of second chances, and I got to stop doing the things that are bad for me and do the things that are good for me. And I know what they are, and I can enjoy my diet, and it has wonderful benefits when I do it, and I'm consistent. Gotta be consistent. And the other thing is that you just have to be patient with if you're trying to do weight loss, or you're trying to improve your health by finding a good diet that's sustainable. You know what? You might take to it real easily, and you might have some really great success in the first few weeks or first month or so. But once you it's sort of like going on a long distance flight. The takeoff is pretty dramatic. You climb thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of feet within the first, 30 minutes, right? But once you level off, then you just kind of sit back and the ride is what it is. It's just going to gradually work to get where you're going. And I really think that's the way it is with getting in fitness and losing weight. You're going to have maybe kind of a rapid, 10 pounds will probably come flying off the first week or two, and then it'll start to get less and less and less, and then it just kind of gets down to about 2 pounds a week. And so you got to be consistent and patient, and just, again, but it's not so much losing the weight so much, it's really trying to stay fit and healthy. Those are more important than losing weight. The weight, I think, will take care of itself, and you don't have to worry about that. So, but anyway, so I don't know if you've made any resolutions. I would like to get down to the Briar Patch sometime. See what they've got going on down there, what kind of tempting delights they have. Again, I remember about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when I was in Elk Grove at Good Shepherd, and I remember buying this wonderful, now it needs a good polish, but this Dunhill lighter, which I've had. This is a real champion. It's really withstood the test of time. But I remember buying that, along with a couple of really nice pipes. So I really miss not having the access to that tobacco shop. They really don't have, they have a place that sells, they basically sell, they look like they sell like you're doing your drugs, with the glass pipes and that kind of stuff, but they also sell some cigars. So I go in there, I'm a little bit hesitant. Maybe people think, what's he doing in that kind of a shop? It's like, I'm buying my Java lattes or my Java mint lattes, or my Gurkha cigars. I like those too. Those are extremely expensive now, boys and girls. Wow, I'm going to have to really, I didn't smoke a lot of cigars to begin with, but it's going to be few and far between this year, that's for sure. Normally, this does have a bit of a tongue bite to it, and it's kind of interesting because I'm not noticing hardly any tongue bite at all tonight. Now, I haven't been madly puffing on it like I probably normally do. I have been kind of more sipping on it. So anyway, well, I hope you're doing well. Hope 2018 is turning out to be, thus far, a good year for you and yours. I hope that you're all in good health and enjoying a wonderful pipe from time to time. And so this is Holy Smoke and Pipe Padre saying, I think I'm going to sign off for now, and we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully it won't be too long. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.